was your focus and physicality that took it to USC, your rival, and beat them in the fashion that you did today. Today was total dominance. Congratulations.
Josh Adams, who gets loose at the line of scrimmage, nothing but green grass ahead of him. Touchdown, off of the hands of Phillips and into Drew Tranquils.
What an athletic play into the end zone by EQ.
Measure to the end zone, and it's picked off. Touchdown, Durham Smythe. And now down goes Kai at the worst time possible.
Welcome, Irish fans, to this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly. I'm Jack Nolan, coming to you this week from the 9th floor of Corbett Family Hall on the east side of Notre Dame Stadium. Notre Dame jumped out to a 28-0 lead over USC at halftime of Saturday's game and never looked back on the way to a 49-14 victory over the Trojans. A victory that pushed the Irish back into the top 10 of both major college football polls. The Irish defense held the powerful USC offense to just 14 points. Notre Dame forced 3 Trojan turnovers, which the Irish offense turned into 21 points. And for the 4th time this season, Notre Dame had 2 players rush for 100 yards in the same game. Quarterback Brandon Wimbush ran for 106 yards and 2 scores, and running back Josh Adams picked up 191 yards and 3 touchdowns on 19 carries, including a spectacular 84-yard touchdown run in the 3rd quarter, a performance that has thrust Adams' name into the conversation for the Heisman Trophy.
Felt good to get back here after a bye week and being able to play back at home in front of these fans. From the moment we got out there, we felt the energy, and I don't know, guys just took advantage of that and really played on a whole new level. It definitely just felt good to get back out here and continue to play Notre Dame football.
Inside Notre Dame Football is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Football is also brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of Notre Dame Athletics. Vivid Seats, Canon, Xfinity, Delta Airlines, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics, Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, and SiriusXM.
Your defense again got you going with Tavon Coney and the sack, strip sack, and fumble recovery.
It arguably could be the biggest play of the game. As you know, we don't do a very good job on the opening kick. We get stalled on a kickoff return, and we're 3 and out. They get great field position. We now come back with the sack and strip, and could be considered maybe the biggest play of the game early on, where now we've got great field position and we go in and capitalize and score.
You've outscored your opponents in points off turnovers 94-10. I've never heard of anything like that.
That is an incredible number. It's opportunistic, certainly on our end. One of the turnovers was on a special teams, but we were in the right place. I think it's a validation of what a good team does, right? A good team takes advantage of your mistakes, and we have forced teams into making mistakes, and then when they do, we take advantage of them.
And you do with a beautiful 26-yard touchdown pass to Equinemius St. Brown.
Yeah, again, I think it's one of those things where we needed to push the ball down the field. A great move by EQ. He sets it up with just a little outside stem to get inside the corner, and great throw by Brandon.
Kevin Stefferson earns his way back into an important role. He has a 13-yard end around on your first scoring drive, then an 11-yard one, and makes a spectacular catch for the touchdown.
Yeah, just a great catch. Great concentration. We're running a choice route. He gets press coverage, and then Brandon throws a great back shoulder throw because the corner was clearly inside and on top of the route. That's the only place it could be thrown. Kevin makes a great catch and great touchdown.
USC came in with one of the top offenses in the country. How important was it when they got that first down at the 12 that your defense stiffened, forced them to kick a field goal, which they missed?
Well, that's what we've been doing all year. Our red zone defense has been great, and I think they try to run it, on 3rd down, and, they lose yardage. I think that was a key play right there. 3rd and 1, we turn it into maybe 4th and 2, 4th and 2.5, and I think it changed their mind in terms of going for it, because we've been so stingy. We've only given up 1 rushing touchdown in the red zone all year, which leads, the country. So I think it was huge, and now you put them in a position where they're going to kick a field goal, and 14-3, 14-7. Now it's 14-0. That's a huge play in the game.
One of the big question marks supposedly with this team was supposed to be the defensive line, and where would the pass rush and pressure come from? Your defensive line is borderline dominant right now.
5 sacks, I think that's pretty good. The defensive line clearly has been the story. It's the front 7. You add Niles Morgan, Tavon Coney had a great day, and Drew Tranquil creates a physicality and a toughness to our defense, because when he arrives at the scene, he's hitting you. And so I think that front 7 has been outstanding, and all the questions about getting pressure, 93's getting pressure, 9's getting pressure, 53's getting pressure. We're getting it from a number of different players.
Considering the stage, the magnitude of the game, the quality of the competition, was this Brandon Wimbush's best all-around performance?
Yes, it was. He continues to show a competitive spirit, a grit to find a way to get things done. His numbers don't jump out at you, but numbers don't have to jump out at you. It's about production. I think when he was in the game, he was almost 60% efficient on 3rd down. Obviously, 2 touchdown passes, his ability to run. Look, the things that you don't even see, when he's running the zone read option, he freezes 2 or 3 defenders on his side when he comes out, which allows, more runs to go for the kind of numbers that they have gone for. So he's a weapon in our offense, and he's been really good.
2 more touchdowns for you in the game, both Josh Adams touchdown runs. The highlight film, the 84-yard, spectacular 84-yard run that I think answered the question. Everybody knew he was hard to bring down. Does he have breakaway speed? When he's healthy, he has breakaway speed.
Yeah, I think Mike Birch, our sports information director, had a stat out there of 7 or 8 runs of 59 yards or more. Just incredible what he's been able to do this year. And I think if anybody was questioning whether he had that breakaway speed, USC's back end of the defense is pretty fast, and no one seemed to be able to catch him. Should people be talking about Josh Adams and the Heisman Trophy? My feeling is this. He's one of the top players in the country, and I think we're one of the top teams in the country. The Heisman should be voted on at the end of the season. I think the rest of it is just media hype, but we're going to make sure that we get Josh's name out there as well, because he certainly is somebody that has put his football team in a great position, and he's got the individual numbers to merit that.
I don't think that the victory changes any perceptions in this building or with this team, but nationally, and the impact it will have on your team going forward, what does the win mean?
Well, just for us, it builds another layer of confidence in that process, and that sticking with our process and making sure that our guys understand that's how we got here. I think that obviously helps us with the trusting of the teaching and what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. We've had to avoid all of the noise when nobody was thinking good things about Notre Dame football. So we need to do the same thing when people are changing their opinion. So it's still about sticking with our process and our preparation and a standard of play. So it just strengthens, the things that we've been doing on a day-to-day basis, that they're doing the right things.
Every game the Notre Dame football team plays is a big event. The Irish have many long-standing rivalries, but there is no game that is more important to Notre Dame players, coaches, and fans than the rivalry with USC. So when the Irish dominate the way they did this past Saturday, it is truly a reason to savor and celebrate. Here is an inside look at how the Irish pulled off their 47th all-time victory over USC.
This is about a physicality that has to happen tonight. You're trained for this. You've worked to be in this position. You are stronger physically and mentally. Everything that we've worked on is going to come through tonight. Everything.
Both these teams with a chance to play their way quite possibly into the Final Four. We'll see how it all plays out, but in the end, in a matchup like this, turnovers often turn the game.
Here come the Irish. So here he is, Sam Darnold. Lost the snap, mishandled it. Tavon Coney in there. He comes away with the ball, and the Irish have it.
Gives the ball back to the Irish at the Notre Dame 49-yard line.
Wimbush first down with time. Firing end zone. It is touchdown! Equanimous St. Brown.
They can't cover Equanimous St. Brown.
Second and 3, back to Adams. Pulling guard gets a block. Adams has a first down out of bounds.
Here's Wimbush calling his own number, running the ball, and Wimbush drives it.
Notre Dame is running the ball at will right now against USC. From the 23, Wimbush rips it. It is caught. Touchdown! Kevin Stefferson.
Hey! It's never over, right? That's why you keep playing. You just keep playing. Just keep playing.
Newsom hangs it high. Muffed. Irish have it. Jack Jones absolutely missed it. And now Notre Dame has a golden opportunity to really change the entire feel of this game.
Here is a handoff. Running hard, running well, running to the goal line. Touchdown Notre Dame. It's Josh Adams who leaned and stretched and got it in. Here is Darnold standing in. Here comes the heat. He throws down. Intercepted by Notre Dame. Picked off by Nick Watkins.
Technique. The Irish want to pick up a first down. Durham Smythe, the tight end, first down.
The phenomenal skills of Brandon Wimbush turning USC's defense inside out.
Wimbush got a block, got the corner. Touchdown Notre Dame.
Fighting Irish go to the halftime mark with a 28-0 lead on Southern California.
You give them hope, they'll get back into this football game. They have no reason to believe that they can beat Notre Dame. If you do not go out with the right mindset, this will be a ball game. Put them away. This is your rival.
And they lead some space to Josh Adams across midfield, pursued from behind. Wimbush on top, on target. First down, Chase Claypool climbs the pocket. He takes off, and Wimbush inside the 20. First and goal, Notre Dame. Wimbush keeping. Wimbush at the 5, and in for another touchdown. Brandon Wimbush is having a night. Adams runs up the middle. He's got so many big runs this year. Can he take this home? He's gone. Touchdown again, Josh Adams. 84 yards. Yet another big run from Adams. Adams looking for the end zone again. Another Notre Dame touchdown. Makes it 48 points on this magnificent night of offensive dominance. Khalid Kareem for the second time tonight in there. Largest margin of victory in the series in a half century for the Irish. A commanding performance. Notre Dame 49, USC 14.
Today was total dominance. Congratulations. This isn't going to be the pinnacle to this season. There's too much in front of us. Game ball. Khalid Kareem.
Brandon Wimbush turned in the most complete performance of his short tenure as Notre Dame starting quarterback against the Trojans, throwing for 2 touchdowns and running for 106 yards and 2 more scores to earn the right to run this week's Inside Notre Dame Football 60-second drill. Favorite all-time movie?
The Wolf of Wall Street.
First car you ever drove?
A Nissan Sentra.
Favorite musical group or artist?
The Weeknd.
One thing the public would be surprised to learn about you?
I'm really relaxed.
Best thing about being the quarterback at Notre Dame?
The opportunities.
Thoughts on the new video board inside Notre Dame Stadium?
It's amazing.
Player on the team most like you.
I don't know. That was a Mac.
Which is better, running for a 50-yard touchdown or throwing for a 50-yard touchdown?
Throwing for a 50-yard touchdown.
Best singer on the team.
Ooh, I'm gonna say Asmar Bilal.
Best dancer on the team.
I've seen Wu dance. I don't know if he's the best, but he dances a lot.
Best dresser on the team.
Myself.
Worst dresser on the team.
Myself.
Best thing about playing for Notre Dame.
The tradition.
The Irish are on a roll this season, which means selecting each week's Notre Dame Ticket Exchange Vivid Seats Play of the Week takes some deliberation. But there is one player who has elevated his game to a very high level in nearly every contest this season, junior running back Josh Adams. On Saturday, Adams averaged an incredible 10.1 yards per carry against USC, including this explosive 84-yard touchdown run in the third quarter.
Adams runs up the middle. He's got so many big runs this year. Can he take this home? He's gone! Touchdown again, Josh Adams!
It's time now for the experts at TireRack.com question of the week for Coach Kelly. This week's question comes from Pat Coyle of Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Coach, what is your favorite thing about the USC rivalry?
I just think it creates a different atmosphere. Everybody's heart beats a little faster. Everybody's attention grows to a higher level. It is one of the storied, great traditional rivalries in college football, and it's just everybody just feels a little bit different, a little bit more excitement when you're playing that game.
The Irish return to Notre Dame Stadium Saturday afternoon to face a rested and ranked 6-1 North Carolina State team. The Wolfpack has already recorded wins over Florida State, Louisville, and Pittsburgh this season and had last weekend off.
We have a great deal of respect. They beat us last year. We understand the team that we're playing is a really good football team, but we knew that when we took our break. We knew at the break that we had to up our play. The guys are already prepared for that. So this is really about how we prepare for the next opponent.
That will do it for this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Football. We'll be back next week to break down all the action of the Notre Dame North Carolina State game. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Irish.
Inside Notre Dame Football is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners, Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Football is also brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of Notre Dame Athletics, Vivid Seats, Canon, Xfinity, Delta Airlines, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics, Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, and SiriusXM.